Coming up with a thumbnail that represents the whole video is a difficult thing to do. It has to be clickable, not clickbaity, and communicate a clear idea. And one more thing that we will be judging in this video, which is the artistic value. We will judge these thumbnails not just by the reach that they have, because we all know that popularity doesn't equal quality. Here we have Corridor Digital. In the video, new robot makes soldier obsolete. Here we have a very balanced composition. You can see that the rule of thirds is here, and one focal point is here and another one here. And these mountains behind them, it seems like a composite shot. But in this case, they did the composite very well. So everything is cohesive. It looks like it belongs in the same environment. And they added this pixelated effect on his face, which always makes you curious. Here we have a warm color palette and some blue details, which makes the colors very dynamic. And now my rating, if good, is, and bad is. I will give this video a next. In this video by Casey Neistat called Creative Poison, we have the rule of thirds, and the focal point is in the perfect place, and his face is the second focal point. And this bottle actually doesn't even appear in the video, so it's just for the thumbnail. But I want to point out another video by Casey, which is I was at Trump's arraignment. It was insane. And here we have a lot of things happening. First we see Trump here, and then we move our eyes to the police here, and then here, who is out of focus, is Casey. I'm not sure if this is a real picture, but it's very compelling. And if you look at the rule of thirds, the main focal point is here. So this is the first thing that Casey wants us, the audience, to look at. And then our eye travel through the image. And this is just a thumbnail, so it's very clever. And now my rating, if good, it's a banana, and bad, it's an apple. I will give this thumbnail this thing. This next channel maybe have my favorite thumbnails of YouTube. And they are one of the few where the thumbnails are actually illustrations. In this Lemino video called The Enduring Mystery of Jack the Ripper, it's one of my favorite thumbnails ever, because it has illustration and also because of the color palette. We have red, green, white and black. It reminds you a little bit of the Italian mafia. It has a centered composition, and this spotlight creates the negative space, which makes the thumbnail pop out in your screen. So I think I will give this channel my highest rating. So if this sign is medium and this sign is kind of good, I will give this thumbnail one of these. Next one. This next channel actually doesn't have illustrations in most of their thumbnails, but in this case they have. And it is a kind of new channel. So this is a thumbnail by the channel Answer in Progress, and the video is called Why Do Crimes Expire? We have just two colors, the yellow and black. This tag could be a little bigger because we are talking about a thumbnail and the tag is very difficult to read on your cell phone, for example. But despite that, this is a great thumbnail. Again, we have a centered composition and it's very simple but effective. So if good is this face and very horrible and bad is this face, I will give this thumbnail a full. And we have another illustration example, which is from the channel Horses, and the video is called We All Got Tricked into Content Addiction. This image is actually from a manga called Homunculus, and it communicates the idea of the video very well. And it's just black and white. It's like a cursed image. You can't take your eyes off of it. If thumbs up, it's good, and thumbs down is bad, I will give this thumbnail a peace sign. The next one is simple and right to the point. So let's talk about one of my favorite channels, which is Rick Beato, and this thumbnail is from the video Top 21 Hit Wonders of the 80s. Again, we have the main focal point in the right place and the title here, so it creates that balance that we talked about before. And it also has negative space, so here the background is very separated from the subject, which is Rick. And the fact that his shirt is blue and the background has warm colors, it makes that contrast that is very satisfying. So for this one, if good is and bad is, I'll give this thumbnail a... This next channel is the only one where the videos are not in the English language. So this is a Brazilian channel called Manual do Mundo, which translating to English is something like the world's manual. It is an awesome science channel from Brazil, and it has these great thumbnails. So this is a centered composition, and the negative space of the background with the foreground is very strong, so creates this great contrast. And if you look here in the piece of glass, it even has his reflection on it. So the name of this video is The Perfect Glass Ball. And the colors also work very well. The blue of the glass ball, his shirt, which is mostly red, and the background also has these warm colors, which creates balance. In this case, this thumbnail doesn't even have text, but it doesn't need any text. The image is already very clear. So I'll give this rating in Portuguese. If good is urra and bad is uma bosta, I will give this video one churrasco bem assado. Now his thumbnails are very cinematic, as well as his videos. So we are talking about Gawk's art, and we have again a centered composition, and in this case we have a title above him. And I think it was very clever of him to choose this very strong red in his title, because his whole background is blue, and the only thing that is red is the little lamp here. The title creates, again, contrast with the background, which is blue. And it also has this cinematic feel, not only because of the photograph, but also because of the title. The title reminds me of films by Wes Anderson. For this video, I will give a 9.42 in a scale of B to 4. To finish our list, I brought someone that does something that is very rare around here, which is slow-paced videos. And the last one is by Mary Spender, and the video is called The History of Martin Guitars. The first thing that we notice is her, and the second thing is the Martin headstock. So again, great compositions can lead your eye to different places one at a time. And again, the rule of thirds is applicable here too. So all of these thumbnails do something very well. One thing is communicating the subject of the video, the story behind the video. The another thing that they do very well is contrast. They create contrast with colors or with silhouettes or with negative space to make it pop out when you are scrolling through YouTube. And for this one, if this sound is good and this sound means bad, I will give this thumbnail this sound. I'm sure that I forgot a lot of channels that create great thumbnails, so leave it in the comments and maybe I can put those channels in my next video. So subscribe and I see you in the next one.